Did you ever have one of those moments when you realize that you maybe just should have stopped at playing with crayons and life would have been much better? Let me give you an example of the brain power that we have sometimes. So, and we're going to do some updates on Big Richard today, so it's not just a silly rant. Cute little heater here, right? It's cold, in winter you need a heater in the garage. And I figured we were at an estate sale, it was cheap, add some ambiance, and maybe add a little warmth. Well, I seem to have forgot something. The thing that I forgot is this giant electric heater hanging in the shop that pretty much warms the shop up in about 20 minutes when it's, say, 40 degrees outside. Makes it nice to work in here. And, that's why I have it. But apparently, we forget things sometimes. So, anyway, a lot of people have been asking about updates for Big Richard. So, here we go. We're going to do some stuff with the truck today. And if you've been watching some of the previous videos, we made a ton of progress from saving this old truck from obscurity behind the shop, where it basically had nothing, and brought it to a running and driving truck, which is actually pretty cool. Rebuilt the motor, rebuilt the trans, the brakes, the electrical system, the fuel system, everything. But there's still a few items that are left to be finished, and we're going to try to do at least a couple of those today. We previously rebuilt the dash shifter, and it was working great, but the cable but the cable itself is about 50 years old, maybe a little more, and the end of it just rotted off, and you can't use it as a shifter anymore. So instead of paying the $200 for one of these factory shifter levers, we got an aftermarket lever off like a B&M. We're going to adapt that so we can shift our trans properly. We're going to put on our trans kickdown, and we're going to finish wiring up some taillights. And if we get a chance to get all that done, I still have the oil pressure gauge strapped to the front of the engine here that's got to go inside the truck. But that's what we got going on today. Let me get a few things set up and done, and we'll bring you along as we progress. Okay, so here's the mission. This is the shifter that we previously rebuilt, and this is the cable in, and you can see on the end of this, it just snapped off, so that's dead. What I think we're going to have to do to make this work like so is we're going to have to pull the cable out and get rid of this little extension here, because it won't go past the end here, so we got to pull the whole cable out, take the nut off, pull it all the way out, get rid of this part, and then we can anchor this to the shifter, and I think that will work out nice. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so a little while later, what ended up happening, I ended up keeping the original cable, and I ended up cutting the cable end off that new cable and grafting it onto here, because this seemed to be the best option. We tried modifying the other cable, didn't work. And so trial and error and taking a break and coming back and looking and putting it back in the truck 2-3 times and whatnot. This is what we came up with, and it's going to work really well. So I'm happy with this. Going to get this in the truck, get the shifter put back in the dash, all that kind of stuff, get this all buttoned up. We did manage to get our kickdown in place. So now we have the trans kickdown, we got a good trans cable, it should shift, beautiful. But that's where we're going to end it today, because I'm done. Messed around out here long enough tonight. I'm going to go inside, get some dinner. But thanks again, guys, and questions, comments, concerns down below. You know the whole drill. And we'll see you later.